A few cold days and we are preoccupied with the weather, and mop-up operations have resumed in some parts of the Western Cape after the province experienced extreme weather conditions, including heavy rains and heavy snowfalls for the past few days. And to get an update on that situation, we cross now live to our reporter Nomawethu Solwandle. Nomawethu, good morning, and looking at that picture, where exactly are you today? All right, just trying to get through to Nomawethu. Hope she hasn't actually lost her footing or anything calamitous happened there. Nomawethu, can you hear me? All right. And seeing something there in the background, not quite sure, mangled up picture of some piece of equipment, a tractor it looks like, yeah.
There was a tractor. I know she was telling us a bit earlier that this happened over the weekend and they were actually coming to this particular area where I think there was a devastating flood. I can hear her voice in the background, not sure if that's...
I'm standing by.
There we go.
She's there now. Nomawethu, good morning. And I guess first and foremost, please tell us where you're at and what's the backstory to the pictures we are viewing right now.
Well, for the last 2 days, we've been talking about adverse weather conditions here in the Western Cape. We visited low-lying areas where we've seen a lot of people that have been affected. I mean, yesterday we did a live crossing from inside a shack where a person was literally knee-deep in water and there was absolutely nothing that they could do. Well, this morning we're just outside of Worcester in the Western Cape. Now, a tragedy happened here on Sunday. A trailer tractor transporting a few people was washed away by the heavy rains and it plunged into the river behind me. The visuals that you are seeing now is that tractor. We know that 2 people managed to swim to shore, but then 6 people were still inside the water. Latest numbers at this stage, we know that 3 more bodies have been rescued. 3 are still missing. We're expecting that the rescue will continue again this morning from about 9 o'clock this morning. But joining me now is the Director for Community Services here in the Breda Valley Municipality, Mr. Jonathan Martinez. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. So just take us back to Sunday, that tragedy. What exactly happened here?
Namsa, good morning. What happened basically is that people on the tractor were going looking for firewood, and of course across the river with the tractor, 8 people, and unfortunately it was caught up by the strength of the water and it capsized, and unfortunately 6 persons were swept away, 2 were rescued. And currently, with the SABC and our fire services and emergency services, the searches are continuing. 3 bodies were then recovered, a boy and a girl, adult, and there's still, of course, 2 adults and one young child missing.
Just what's the information that we have at this stage? I know it only happened on Sunday, but are these people related? Do they work in the area? What's the situation?
They are not related. It was just a group of people, different families, wanting to go and look for of course, in the cold weather, and we are snow covered right across our mountains, and try to, of course, get some firewood for themselves, but they were not related.
And just do we know where they live and what their situation is in terms of jobs?
They're working, of course, on the farm where we are currently is private land, and they live nearby in the Houdini area near Rosenville.
And just what's the situation now? When will the search be resuming? And if we can just talk about the weather conditions. I know that the search was called off quite early yesterday. Are things looking good today?
Yeah, I think in terms of the weather is clearing up, but it's still very icy cold. The search will, of course, continue later today. The police are leading the search. We as a municipality and our emergency fire service are just on standby, assisting with the issue. But at this moment, we would just like to ensure and even maybe convey our condolences to the families. Our Mayor, Antoinette Stein, will be visiting them later, and we are so sorry that this happened. And we actually caution people not to cross rivers, especially when there's floods, in order to ensure that they are safe. And we really have to take out this message to the communities and say to them, don't cross rivers if you feel unsafe.
Just lastly, Mr. Martinez, before I let you go, what else will you be doing for these families as the municipality? Like you said, they were on their way to fetch firewood. So the situation isn't that great in terms of money at all.
Of course, they're staying on farms, living on farms. It's out of our jurisdiction in terms of that. Of course, we will be talking to our mayor and we will see what package we can put together for the family. But that's something that we have discussed with my mayor.
Well, thank you very much for your time this morning. That today was the Director of Community Services here in the Breeda Valley Municipality, Mr. Jonathan Martinez, telling us more about the tragedy that happened here just outside of Worcester in the Western Cape, where a trailer truck was swept away by the heavy rains when a couple of people were on their way to actually fetch a firewood. Now, the weather conditions in the Western Cape have been really terrible, and it's left a lot of people under some very difficult conditions. And like he said there earlier, 3 people have been rescued at this stage, 1 adult and 2 children, a boy and a girl. We know that 3 are still missing, and the search is set to continue at about 9 o'clock this morning. With that, it's back to you guys in Johannesburg.